Hello there, welcome to Critical Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about Thunderbolts. It's hard to overstate just how much of a state Marvel, and for that matter superheroes, are in. Going back 5 or so years, you would have sold out midnight showings. The films were an event. I myself would avoid spoilers, as would countless others. They were part of the zeitgeist. They mattered to people. And in addition, they captured the imagination of the normies. They transcended the malodorous stench of nerd and became household names. Captain America, Black Widow, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Hawkeye. But they are all gone, scattered to the winds, and Marvel have been trying to recapture that audience ever since, with a list of ever-diminishing results. Mainly due to the fact that the characters they have introduced are garbage. They didn't work in the comics, and they haven't translated to the big screen, to the extent that even a flagship name like Captain America totally flatlined in the recent tragic Brave New World. Which leads us to the Thunderbolts, an attempt to give a film to the also-rans, characters that didn't make the grade, from television shows or one-off appearances in movies. Can Thunderbolts succeed where others have failed? Does anyone really care anymore? Am I ever going to get to the spoiler-free plot summary? Thunderbolts sees a group of disparate elements, manoeuvred to eliminate each other in order to cover up nefarious going-ons by Valentinus Allegra, played by an overbearing Julia Dreyfus, under investigation and threat of impeachment. Once our erstwhile heroes realise they are being used, they band together to try and get revenge, but have to contend with a new element, Bob, who shows up mysteriously and whose actions will have devastating consequences for anyone near him. Our unlikely heroes will have to learn to work as a team to save the day and, yawn. The best way to describe Thunderbolts is a return to form, a return to the lazy ineptness of early Phase 4, and therefore a step up from the unwatchable sludge that has graced our screens wearing the Marvel logo recently. One of the easiest ways to break down this movie will be to look into what passes for the film's titular characters. Florence Pugh plays Yelena, who has been in a few Marvel films. Yelena is sad. She is sad because she feels like she has no purpose. She is sad because her daddy won't talk to her and her sister is dead. Oddly enough, she isn't sad that her mother gave her up for a secret program that she herself created and turned her into a chemically controlled killing machine.
Weird.
David Harbour plays Yelena's dad, the Red Guardian, who was in the Black Widow film that no one watched. He also is sad, but he doesn't really show it. His job is to be stupid and to shout at things like a caveman. Wyatt Russell plays US Agent, or John Walker, who was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a show no one watched. He is sad because his wife left him because he was on the phone while his daughter was 2 foot away from him in a crib. This makes him an unlikable arsehole. His job is to be frequently wrong and a walking representation of toxic masculinity. Olga Kurylenko is fake Taskmaster, again from Black Widow. Her job is to immediately be forgotten about. Hannah John Kamen is Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Wasp and Ant-Man. Her job is to walk through things when the plot requires it, when the plot remembers that it requires it. Sebastian Stan is Bucky Barnes, who most viewers will at least know. His job is to be the adult of the group, along with Yelena, and to slap them all into shape a little bit. Also, we have Geraldine Viswanathan, who plays Mel. She is Valentina's assistant. Her job is to constantly call her boss by her first name and to carry a clipboard. And finally, we have Lewis Pullman, who plays Bob, or Sentry. His job is to be the best character and actor in the film and to be criminally underutilised. It's hard to overstate just how much of a mess the first hour of this movie is. Blatantly put together by a brain-dead chimpanzee, it's just under a deluge of awkward cuts and the kind of dialogue that makes you want to hide behind the sofa, as endless attempts at cringeworthy humour buffet the audience. Nonsensical trope after trope hits you, and an hour in, nothing has really happened. It's safe to say this could have all been truncated greatly, and is crying out for the controlling hand of someone who is adept at taking a bunch of misfits and making them gel and matter to the audience. Someone a bit like James Gunn. Basically, it's Marvel does Suicide Squad. Badly. So, with that first half of the film out of the way, and an admittedly pretty cool Bucky action scene on the hour mark, saving us from some more horrific dialogue, we enter the second half of the film. The good half. Spoilers will abound here, so I can't really say too much, but basically, it's Marvel does The Boys. Badly. Nevertheless, with the group at least now established, there is space here for more action and teamwork, including a scene that basically apes Avengers Assemble. With some more great work from Lewis Pullman and each team member given a moment to shine, we actually finally get something resembling a superhero movie. I'd almost forgotten what that was like. A metaphysical huggy ending plus one final slap to the face where the female baddie again gets away with it brings us back to earth with a thump. But before that, there were some undeniable highs. I was genuinely enjoying a Marvel film again. Heady stuff indeed. Final thoughts. Thunderbolts is a mess. In some ways it reminds me of the mediocre fare of early Phase 4. Disappointing, but with flashes of enjoyability, far from the nadir of Marvel content that we've been subjected to recently. One of the major problems with the film is, like Captain America Brave New World, it requires a fair amount of work on the part of the audience, with many of these characters unfamiliar to the normie and the film unwilling to do any real work to flesh them out. But there are things to enjoy here, and the film is nowhere near as morose as many would suggest, with the clumsy attempts to tackle subjects like depression being rather flat-footed, despite some committed performances from the actors. Honestly, this film worked better when the punches were flying. If you want to do in-depth psychological material, you probably need a TV series. And that is my main takeaway here. This could have been a good TV show, assuming that Disney Marvel actually knows how to make good TV shows. An episodic format would have allowed for more character work, better analysis of their individual foibles, and also allowed the corporate creating superhero product aspect of the film to be better handled. James Gunn could have likely taken this material and elevated it in a series that could have measured up to the phenomenon that is Amazon's The Boys. Ironically, what we do have here is probably the best movie since James Gunn's last for Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but still a sad waste of potential, afraid to commit one way or the other. Thanks for watching. I've been Critical, and I'll be back with another video soon.